So what's up, guys? It's Miles back with the live stream. Um, as you can see, I'm not at home right now. I'm in my hotel still. I'm still doing my CDL training in Houston. But on today's, you see the title. Today's topic is things that keep you up at night. And I hope you guys had a good July 4th. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Um, I ain't gonna lie, like today, I'm gonna try to take you through some things, and then we'll get into the live stream because I got some kind of awakening, from reading this book. And I was kind of feeling messed up today, so I'll just kind of take you guys through that just a little bit, and then we'll get into the live stream in a little bit. So I ain't gonna try to make this too long, but I gotta get this emotion off, right? So weekend, right? You doing your thing, you're chilling and stuff, and it's so disheartening whenever you are talking to somebody or you're talking to anyone in general, right? Not just relationships, or it could be friends or family or anything. And you find out that they aren't who they say they are. They're actually pretty fraudulent. They're not as genuine as they portray themselves to be, right? And that's a disheartening feeling, especially if you had high feelings or high levels of respect for that person. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes you feel a little bit bad, right? Makes you feel fucked up. You know, I kind of get that feeling. You know how you feel like after a post breakup. That's how I kind of feel now. Not like to like the level that you're in love, but like you feel a little messed up. That's how I feel at the moment. I'm like, bro, like what the fuck is going on, right? Just when you think you got somebody that you rock with, whether it be a friend or a family member, or either even in a relationship, you know, if you really open your eyes, you see shit you don't want to see, right? Which is really a messed up thing. Because if you look at the analogy of the Matrix, right? You could look at the red pill and be like, "Damn, I would." That's an obvious answer. No, it's not really an obvious answer because if you take the red pill, you'll never be under an illusion ever again, right? And part of your happiness and part of things that you were content with stemmed from you not being awake, so to say. So, but anyway, I was just been thinking about that today. I was at work, just feeling really serious and everything. I ain't want to talk to nobody, but as I started doing stuff and got my day going, worked out and everything kind of filled out. So, but anyway, I want to read a couple of these points on this book, right? If you haven't read this book, it's called The H Factor Personality: Why Some People Are Manipulative, Self-Entitled, Materialistic, and Exploitive, and Why It Matters for Everyone, right? So, I kind of want to give you guys. It brings up some good points in this book. Like it gives you points on, things to look out for, so you don't get caught in these situations, which are, with whatever you have on the line, whether it be business, money, or your time, effort, feelings. It could be anything, right? So I will get into this a little bit, and then we'll get into the live stream a little bit of whatever. So valid signs of low H, and this is like humbleness and I forgot what they call it in the book. It's about humbleness, basically, right? And anybody that's low in humbleness is not good. That's pretty much the H factor personality. So, few things, right? Beating the system. So this one is talking about, you know, how people brag about doing stuff illegal, right? You should avoid people like that. It kind of gives some examples by evading income taxes, custom duties, or by stealing from businesses may come across charming and harmless. The little shit that you do that you think that's cool, like that's not really a person you should rock with. Instrumental ingratiation. Now, this is a really complicated way of saying that people come up to you being nice and polite, They seem polite and seem nice, but then they turn the tables on you at the last second, right? So you should watch out for that. That overly are nice and polite. So gambling and financial speculation. So that's pretty straightforward. Um, Sexual infidelity. That's pretty straightforward too. Um, Conspicuous consumption. So this is somebody that's virtue signaling. This is somebody that is trying to overly exaggerate what they are and what they do. Avoid that person, right? Above the law mentality. A lot of them applauding them, kind of like a sense of entitlement, contempt to other groups. They judge other groups harshly more than they do their own groups, right? So those are some points you should look out for, right? And the interesting thing about those points is that you would figure that you know the good person is overly polite. Like the good person is polite. You figure that a good person would display these characteristics, right? But in a way, you have to reverse psychology on yourself and how you think, right? Because that's how people easily fool you, right? So I kind of just want to give you guys a little intro into that. That's something I kind of found out today. It's a good book. It's a quick read, 162 pages. I read in about an hour. Age factor personality. Why people are manipulative, self-entitled, materialistic, and exploitative, and why it matters for everyone. So if you want to check it out on Amazon. But let's get into the topic, right? Things that keep you up at night, right? Now we all have had times in our lives where um you just can't sleep. You can't sleep for a multitude of reasons. You can't sleep because you're stressed. You can't sleep because you're thinking about too much. You can't sleep because maybe you fell in and out of love with somebody. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're in a dangerous situation, traumatic situation. There's a lot of things that keep you up at night, right? And life is a mug, man. If you hadn't figured that out, like, bro, you in for a rude awakening, bro. Like, it's some ruthless, toothless people out here that don't give a shit. If you're paying attention right now, if you're not paying attention, you're not gonna notice any of the stuff I'm gonna break down. But let's talk about it because I feel like we need to talk about this. Nobody wants to talk about the real stuff anymore, but I want to talk about it because I feel like it's a good conversation to have, right? Lately, I just been having real conversations and real asking people real questions about stuff, and I feel like people really enjoy that, especially in person, because a lot of people don't um, get to voice their opinions, get to talk about things that they've gone through. Nobody's questioned or asked them certain things for them to open up a little bit. So, but things that keep you up at night, right? So I was inspired, right? If you haven't heard Chris Brown's album, it's a good album, really well balanced. But it's a song, the very first song, "To the Wheels Fall Off," right? He previewed it like a month before it even came out, like his album came out, and the lyrics on that pre-chorus it literally spoke to me, like it literally spoke directly to me. 'Cause I was having a fucked up day one day, and I just fucking just like listened to that, and it said everything that he was saying in that verse as well, that pre-chorus, the hook, everything just fucking stuck with me, right? And if I can, I'm gonna bring it up, right? Because I want to get these lyrics right because I think it's a very profound um way of course, of saying depicting or saying things that you directly feel, right? And it's a minor chord song, but which really hits that sadness into you. So, but it goes like this, right? Summertime, but it feels cold. Sun's out, it ain't shining low. I'm just trying to make it through the day. Ain't thinking about tomorrow. As I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep, cause there's darkness all around me. Tell my brother we gonna slide, we gonna ride. So that's the course part. But when he said summertime, but it feels cold. Sun's out, but it ain't shining low. Like, bro, it ain't gotta be winter for it to be cold, bro. For people to be cold outside. For people to be cold, right? It's you really have to be a special person that keep persevering and keep going through stuff and not give up or not, kill yourself or not do anything to yourself that, is self-harming, right? Not overly do drugs or, form an addiction, right? Because walking around this earth and dealing with the stuff you have to deal with is very easy to use that escape route than to just deal with the feelings, the individual feelings that you have and come up with a constructive way of doing that. That's extremely hard, right? Extremely hard. So that song, or that part of that song really inspired me to make this video, right? Because I feel like we all have things that keep us stressed, that are stressing us out at the moment, right? And we always pretend like shit is okay, right? We always smile in public. We always put on our poker face or our happy face when we go to work, when we go to church. But really inside, you really feel empty as fuck. Inside, you really feel mad as fuck. Really inside, you really don't know what to do. You don't know where to go to, who to be with. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the time, you just be stuck. You in the middle of no man's land, and like it seems like nobody gives a fuck, right? And that shit stresses you out and keeps you up at night. You know, and it leads some people to delete themselves, right? But we need conversations like this so that we can be better, so we can express ourselves and get that emotion out, and get help if you need it or get a conversation if you need it, because a lot of people out here don't give a shit and they gonna fake like they give a shit and then they gonna lie to you, lie to you, lie to you, lie to you, right? A lot of stuff. So I don't know about y'all, but I want to give you guys the real conversations, the real stuff that people don't talk about that I want to talk about, and so that we can get an honest reality check and really express what we how we truly feel about the situation, right? So let's get into some of the talking points, things that keep you up at night. Purpose on earth. One of the most hardest questions you'll ever have to answer is, who are you? Who are you outside of your family? Who are you outside of your friends? Who are you outside of work, outside of school, outside of partying, outside of drugs? Like, who are you? Like, what do you do? Like, who are you? What's your personality? Do you help people? Are you a loner? Do you like sports? Are you a writer? Are you a skateboarder? Right? And that takes a time. That takes. I feel like I'm still trying to figure that out. Figure that one out. That one's not an easy. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, and I found it out tomorrow. Very few people figure that out at a young age and capitalize on it. You know what I'm saying? It really takes a strong person at a young age and a really self-esteem and self-secure person to really, and it comes from your childhood as well, from your parents giving you confidence to really at a young age grasp those concepts and be inspired and actually, do a good thing and actually focus on what you need to focus on, right? Because guys, like I'm gonna be real with you. The one of the things I've noticed, and I learned this fast, is when you want to do something, whenever you have a dream or you want to do something that's not the typical stuff, you don't tell nobody, bro. You just fucking do it, right? I ain't tell nobody about this YouTube stuff, about I was doing music, dancing, like, bro. I ain't tell nobody nothing. I just fucking did, you know? And the reason why you don't tell people shit because they don't talk you out of it, right? For multiple reasons. It could be like they hating on you, or it could be that they honestly don't think it's gonna pan out. You know, every criticism is not malicious, so to say. You know, your parents, they want the best for you. So when they say something they don't want you to do, it's out of, they don't want you to be hurt, or they want you to focus on this so you can have a more reliable, stable life, right? So it's all understandable, right? So purpose on life or purpose on earth, that's the thing that could keep you up at night, right? Because it's not an easy answer. This next point kind of goes with that one, right? Purposeful work. What do you want to do for work? Like, what do you have a passion for? What things do you want to do? And I feel like I'm still figuring this one out too. And it's not an easy one to figure out. You really got to figure this out through trial and error, right? And like I said with the first point, some very few people at a young age figure out what they want to do and run towards that with all their um might. Because like another thing about people in society, like they will, like it's like they want you to conform. It's like they want you to um not do what you want to do, not do things that make you happy, not do things that um bring you peace and everything. They want to get you wired up into the rat race, which we're gonna talk about in a minute, about doing that stuff instead of doing the stuff that you want to do, right? So, and then on top of that, it's kind of society's kind of built in a way where you can't really do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because what you want to do might not pay well, and you don't want to be homeless, right? So that kind of kills like the little creativity or the want to do that. And right, that's an extremely frustrating thing, right? Because if you know anything about building stuff, it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. A lot of things take time. A lot of things are a process, right? So purposeful work, right? That's gonna be a one too, right? Because if you really hate your job, like that's a stressful fucking thing, bro. Like that's extremely stressful. You get anxiety. Like I had a telemarketer job. I just had anxiety like every time I went inside, like before work. Once I got in there and made some calls and stuff, it was gone. But I'm like, I hated that feeling, right? And you shouldn't have that anxiety like every day. Like you shouldn't have that anxiety about doing stuff, right? You should feel nervous whenever it's a big project, or you're about to go on stage or about to go on the field, or you're about to make a big speech in front of stuff. But like just like on a regular basis, like anxiety is just like that's not a normal feeling for you to have, right? You should feel happy to go to work. You should feel refreshed. You should feel, you should actually want to stay longer and wake up earlier to get there. You know what I'm saying? That's a sense of purpose. That's a sense of what you want to do, right? But it's gonna be hard for you to do that because you got bills, you got debt to pay off. So it's gonna really take a hard working, dedicated person to beat all these things and do what you want to do, right? Next one, peace within yourself. This is a tough one because a lot of us were raised by, some of your parents weren't really good people, or they didn't raise you right, or they did stuff to you that killed your self-esteem, that killed your confidence, right? And then you grow up in your teenage years thinking you're insecure and confident or unconfident, and then other people see that and they prey on that as well, right? Because you're not, it makes you insecure and it makes you unconfident, which makes you seem weak, so to say, and easily manipulated or easily taken advantage of, right? So peace within yourself is a really a tough thing. Some people meditate, some people go to the gym, some people listen to music. I feel like for me, like peace within myself is just doing stuff that makes me express something, right? So I think my stuff has got to be creativity, like whether it be a song, a video like this, a YouTube video, or something like that. I have to express that feeling inside. I can't keep that feeling inside and expect to be productive, right? And then another thing that calms me down is music. So I mean, but your stuff might be different, right? Um, but the crazy thing is, right? You go through something traumatic, you go through a love breakup or whatever it is, right? And then you get addicted to like drugs or cocaine, and that's the worst shit ever because those addictions are extremely hard to break. Extremely hard to break, and once you get started, it's hard to break them. And so, people are out here looking for answers. They're looking for quick fixes. They're looking for things that will temporarily, solve their problems. And that's how people become drug addicts, and that's how people become strung out on stuff, and they really get their life messed up. And it's really a hard thing to undo, right? Because as a child, you wasn't, or as a adult, or as a friend, nobody was honest with you and guided you in the right direction, right? So peace within yourself is really hard to do, right? Because it takes time. You have to be by yourself for at least a moment of time too. You can't be around people and find yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to um be by yourself and with your own thoughts and really think about stuff that really you like doing and really stuff that makes you happy, right? And then you'll find that peace, right? Some people find it through meditation. It's just really up to you, right? Things that keep you up at night. Next point. Being a 9 to 5. I'm kind of just gonna glance over that point right there. Kind of straightforward. It's 9 to 5. It kind of goes with the work. Um, when you have anxiety at work and everything, that really stresses your life out and kills everything, kills your confidence, kills your self esteem, and makes you extremely nervous all the time. And it's just a bad thing, man. So you sometimes you just have to quit the job and find something new. It is what it is. You can't just suffer and kill yourself internally and not while you're paying bills, right? But some people do that, but you have to beat that, right? Because that's not normal, right? The next two things kind of go hand in hand, right? Camaraderie amongst people, meaningful relationships with the opposite gender, right? And so this is a really extremely hard thing to do as well, right? I think I was reading a Sigmund Freud book, and he was like, one of the hardest things that humans must do is that we have to find a way to coexist with other humans. It was something to that effect. It's paraphrased or something like that. It's not exactly how he said it, right? And it's true, because people are deceptive as fuck. If you haven't noticed that already, people are extremely manipulative. They're really good actors, right? You don't need to be in Hollywood to be an Oscars. There's people walking around right now that's close to you, that's in your friend group, that you're in a relationship with, in your family, that are hiding their true selves really well, right? And when they flash that negative side of them or the true side of them, you really don't see it coming, and it really kills like how you view them. You know, it really you don't want to believe it. You're in denial, right? And that's one of the hardest feelings to be, one of the hardest feelings to have, right? Is once you make up your mind that this person is a good person or a decent person, you know, you're more likely to put denial when you're more likely to be in denial whenever they do something messed up. And that's not a good state to be in because if you don't see them for what they are, you're going to hang around them and they're going to continue to do you wrong over and over and over again, right? in relationships. People say I love you. People say I would never do stuff to you like that. And time after time after time, because if you're not good at reading people, you're going to be easily put in these stupid situations, right? And, the fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't know how to judge people, or not. I wouldn't say judge people, 'cause judge is the wrong word. Don't know how to choose the right people for their lives, right? So they go through a lot of drama and chaos within their lives, you know, which is not a good thing at all either. So, because, all that drama and chaos could possibly put you in prison, could possibly end your life, could possibly end all your dreams and goals as well. So, it's really a hard thing to navigate, right? Because it's just people are so good at being deceptive, right? And so, and another thing is like, whenever you make up your mind that people are good people, whenever you're talking about friends and family, you never expect them people to do stuff to you. But when they do stuff to you, it hurts a whole lot more. When you're in a relationship with somebody for a couple of years or whatnot, and you know they do something stupid. It really, things can change at the drop of a hat. That's the scary part about dealing with people in general, is that at a drop of a hat, they can just be done with you, right? And you'll never have a good reason. They'll never give you a good reason. They'll never um, be honest with you and straightforward with you. Most likely, they'll tell you what you want to hear, and then they'll exit the building. They'll exit stage left, right? Which is extremely frustrating, right? And if you don't somehow master that, if you don't master what the camaraderie amongst people, meaningful relationships with people or with the opposite sex, that shit will make you jaded like a motherfucker. That shit will make you super jaded. It will make you hate people. It will make you not even want to be around people, right? Some people get strung out on addiction. Some people delete themselves because they just can't figure it out with other people, right? You know, it's really a sad thing. And it's a tough reality that we all have to face. So I think that's pretty much my live stream for today. I hit all my points I want to hit. Um, if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like the video. I feel like this was a very informative video to help you guys out and give you a different perspective. Kind of give you have an honest conversation about stuff that nobody wants to talk about. Hopefully, this live stream is therapeutic to you. It kind of gives you a live stream to look back to, or a person to look on to, that that was say what you're feeling and say it to the exact T that you are feeling it, and it helps you, guide you, or helps you get through whatever you're going through, right? Because I go through the same stuff y'all go through, right? Same stuff, the exact same stuff, right? Some days I'll be like, man, because I ain't gonna lie, like this morning, I was jaded as fuck. I was super mad. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I did pretty much almost didn't want to do any work today. I'm had to basically will myself and discipline myself to do what I need to do and contain myself, and put that that happy person face on. But really today I was just fuck. I didn't want any parts of that shit today, right? And it's okay to have those days, and you push through them. But you have to get that feeling out, and that's what this live stream did today. And I feel like if we speak out more about topics like this will help. Not just me, but because talking like on stuff like this is therapeutic to me. It helps me get this off and helps me vent. But it also helps you vent, and let you know that you're not like the only person going through the same stuff that I'm going through. So somebody got to tell it like it is, right? We have too many liars in the world. Somebody got to keep it honest and you know at least give you a heads up on stuff, right? So I hope you guys have a good week. I'll probably be back. I know I'll probably do a live stream Thursday. I'll probably do another live stream tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll be a short video tomorrow. But you're going to get some content tomorrow and Thursday for sure. But you guys have a good night, good day's rest. Don't stress too hard about life. Um, things that what helps things and what kind of solves things is time. You just have to give stuff time, and after a certain amount of time, things come together. The feelings become to fade away, and you know you figure stuff out. Things become clearer, and the clutter's done. So, but love you guys. Have a good day, good week. See y'all tomorrow.